Mm. Good day, everyone, and welcome to Morning Sip with Red Melissa. I am Red Melissa, and SIP stands for Spirit in Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And so we are in our Joy Week. I am celebrating 5 years. Mm. Whew. 5 years, y'all, of doing what I love consistently, oh, joyfully. It's just so wonderful when you are doing what you love to do. There's nothing like it, y'all. And so I'm just so grateful to celebrate it this week. And I am especially grateful that I get to share it with my congregation of joy. And one of the people that I love, and sometimes you benefit from your very good friends' partners. And when that happens, it is a blessing, let me tell you, because it don't always happen, right? But in this case, it has happened. So I am so thrilled to introduce and bring to the screen the fabulous, the dynamic, the one and the only, rocking these fierce earrings, Fee King, the body architect and author. What? Fee King, welcome. Welcome to
Thank
Morning
you.
Sip.
Thank you, Rev Melissa, to Joy Week. What an intro, okay?
Girl, I am feeling all of that. And I know you can relate to it because I'm so hyped because I just did a 5K. I
Ooh!
just finished it like 10 minutes ago.
You know I'm hyped over that. That is
Yes.
amazing. And I know
So,
you're a
the
foodie.
adrenaline and all the good hormones are like, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I'm so happy for you. I'm a little jealous for me, but that's okay. I'm happy for you.
Well, Fee, this is
Wow.
my time. The weather is finally cooperating because I'm not like your fiance. And you too, out there in those streets, no matter what the weather, that's not your girl here. No. Mm-mm.
I get
Cold,
it.
mm-mm.
She's like, mm-mm. Listen, I
Rain,
don't like it
mm-mm.
either.
No, thank you.
I know. I don't like it either. But it's him. Him. I do it with and for him. Yeah.
So, Fee,
Yeah.
let's see, where should we start today? I was listening to one of your lives the other day, and
Okay.
you were talking about how you spend your time
Mm.
and the importance of knowing how you're spending your time. And
Yeah.
oftentimes, so sidebar, Fee and I are Libras, and we see things very similarly, I would
We
say.
do. Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I just started, Fee, keeping track, literally keeping track of how I'm spending my time. I'm doing research on myself
Mm.
because there has been too many times where I end the day and I'm like, what did I do?
Did I do?
What did I
Yeah.
do? So what's leading you to become more curious about how you're spending your time?
That's a great question. What's leading me to become more curious about how I'm spending my time is my desire for knowledge and information.
Mm,
I have I've always desired knowledge. However, my priorities have not always been in order.
mhm,
Now my priorities are in order, and it really does help to have a partner who supports it, and who gets it, and who also allows me to be curious and to do the work that is required when you want to obtain more knowledge and more information. There's so many things that I don't know that I want to know.
mhm.
And so I'm really prioritizing that. And what helps me is, and you said it, I think yesterday, you said it on your show. It was either yesterday or the day before, which is, and I'm going to paraphrase in the way that I say it. When I say no to you, I'm saying yes to fee.
Yes.
And that used to be really difficult. And I'm sure for many of us, I used to be a people pleaser. I really wanted people to like me. And I'm like, girl, you just trying to get a whole bunch of people to your funeral? Is that why you trying to mask out these friends? You want your funeral to be packed? And maybe, but I really wanted people to like me, and I wanted
Mm,
to be the life of the party, and I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna do this. And now it's like, no, with no explanation, just no.
yeah. With no explanation. I learned that lesson from my husband, Marco.
Mm.
No is a complete sentence. I don't
You're
have to
right.
explain it, defend it, nothing.
Yeah,
No.
just
That's
no.
no. I love that, B King. So, oh, look
Hi,
who wants to
Davy the
join the
cat.
party. Davy the cat. Not
Hey,
now.
Davy.
Uh,
Oh, he's so pretty. He's so beautiful.
so I know that part of the way in which you have been spending your time, probably for a little bit now,
Yeah.
is on something that you had birthed recently, your
Yes.
book. Let
Yeah.
me pull it up. If y'all don't know, you're gonna know today. There it is. There it is. Her story unstuck. So, B, tell us a little bit about your journey with this book.
Whew, it has really been a journey. I think when you look at my post and when you hear me go live, it's like I just conceived this, it just happened. This book has been in my heart and in my mind for almost 9 years. Almost 9 years. I was supposed to release it, and I don't usually use the word supposed to, because if you were supposed to, then you would have. I
Mhm.
had intended to release this book, I want to say last September, do a pre launch, and everything went wrong. And I remember Sekou saying to me, I was in Maryland attempting to work with an editor while I was Ubering. And I was like, you're doing too much. You are doing too much. I just was not able to stop myself. And he said, babe, you don't have to do it now. And I was like, yes, I do, because I told people. And he said, but just tell them it's going to come later. And I literally I chose to sit with that, because I was like, no, and I was like, but sometimes it's not about what you desire in this moment. It's about the right time. And this is obviously not the right time.
Mhm.
And so I sat on it, and what I realized was I still had some rewrites to do. And literally my computer broke in the middle of doing rewrites, and I was doing rewrites from my phone. That's how determined I was.
Mm.
And so I never thought I would share this story, because there was so much, I was having so much shame
Mm.
and judgment around where I had gotten myself.
Mm.
And it took years for me to answer the question, how did I get here?
Mm. Mhm.
And once I was able to answer that question, I was able to take responsibility, because it took a while for me to own up to the fact that you simply got here because you said yes. You
Yes.
said yes. And you get to say no. You get to say, you know what? This is not where I no longer want to be here. And so it's up to me and God to get me from where I am to where I want to be. And not just physically,
Mhm.
not just physically. I chose to do a lot of internal work, because I was so I was so stuck in, well, how did you get here?
Mm.
I had such a difficult time letting that go, because again, the guilt, the judgment, and I didn't even share it with anyone except for my sister, and I was barely, scratching the surface. Like, I would only tell her what I wanted her to know, because I was so bombarded with shame. It's like, you a whole grown woman making these kind of choices.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but let me tell you something, Fee. So I was blessed to be one of the advanced readers. So
Yeah.
thank you for asking me. It was an honor to read the book before anyone, well, there was a group of us, but before it
Small
was
group.
released,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And that also feeds a part of me that likes to be first, but that's a whole nother thing.
Whole other show. I know.
And so this book is so raw, so authentic, so vulnerable,
Mm,
so courageous.
thank you.
It even if it is not my story,
Yeah.
I could still relate to times in my life where I made decisions that
Mm,
I knew were not the best decisions for me to make. But somehow, in making that decision, I was able to move myself in a way that I needed to move so that I could um, love myself. Because my story, Fee, and it might be part of your story. My story was always looking for love and looking for someone to make me feel worthy.
yes.
And I would look for that in my relationship with men.
Mhm.
And it was like a rerun over and over and over and over again. It would end the same way. It was the same type of man.
Mhm.
And at some point I had to sit with myself and say, okay, what is the common denominator here? Who are these men filling in for?
Mhm.
And for me, they were filling in for my father.
Yes.
So then that helped me to fine tune where I needed to place my attention and intention and do my healing work.
Mm.
It was not in these relationships. It was in the original relationship, right? And that was the thread, like that underlining thread that kept calling to me as I read your book. And
Mhm.
then you gave us the extra blessing because you just didn't like share a memoir or because it is autobiographical,
Mhm.
but
Definitely.
you gave us the blessing of this is how you get unstuck. This is how you save yourself. This is how you heal yourself. This is how you choose yourself first.
Mhm.
We don't find that in many books that are autobiographical. It might be weaved in there and
Yeah.
you have to kind of notice it, but you were so intentional in the way that you offered this blessing to us. So tell me about that. Why did you decide
Thank
to do
you.
that?
I can't take credit for all of it. I have a great editor who knew about my last several editors, and she pulled it out of me because she's
Mhm,
a very good friend and she knows me.
mhm,
And she would ask me questions, kind of like prompts. And then I would go back and write. And I realized that we deserve more.
mhm,
We deserve your journey is not going to be my journey. My journey is
mhm,
not going to be your journey. And one of the things that I share in my book, I have a sentence. My goal for you is for you to not sidestep pain. Because
mhm,
sometimes I think as parents, I remember my mom would tell me things to not do. And of course I'm going to do them because it's you have to be on your own journey.
mhm.
But what we also need is a safe place to land so that when you make these errors and these mistakes, you have somewhere to go internally where you don't feel judged and you're not so harsh on yourself. And you're like, you know what? I made a mistake.
Yes.
And I needed to remember the steps that I took
Mm,
because I was in that space of being stuck for 13 months. And I remembered thinking, I feel like I'm in an open air prison.
mm.
And I ought to be able to get out because there's no ceiling, there are no concrete walls and floor, and there are no bars, but I cannot move. What
Mm,
has happened to my life?
mm,
And I did a lot of walking in that hot, oppressive, humid Florida heat. I was a walking fool because I felt like, and I was using the word confused. I'm so
mm,
confused. And honestly, Rev Melissa, I didn't talk out loud to God up until the age of 47. So I
mm,
feel like God needed to get my attention. God was like, I've been trying to connect with you. I've been trying to get your attention. I've been trying to help you. I've been trying to guide you,
mm.
but you avoided me. Like I could,
Right.
right? Like I was, alley ooping all over the place. And so God said, I know this is going to feel like I'm against you, but I am so for you. And this
Mm,
is for your greater good.
yes. Yes.
Because I was talking to God out loud. And I remember saying, what have I done so bad in my life
Mm,
that you have forsaken me?
mm,
It's like, who is that?
mm.
So then I'm like, okay, you losing your whole mind. And I said, okay, this is what it feels like to become schizophrenic.
Mm,
And I had just a little bit of knowledge about schizophrenia. And most women who experience schizophrenia, it happens around college age years. So around 20
yeah.
to 20, right now it's like, girl. And I said, well, maybe I'm just a late bloomer. And so I felt like women needed to have just a blueprint.
Yes.
And you don't need to follow it verbatim, but you need to have an idea that it starts with you.
Yes.
It starts with you stopping the pointing of the finger and taking responsibility and then holding yourself accountable. And one of the things that I didn't do is I didn't run to other people. I was like, whoo, this is too big for other people.
Mm,
This is
mhm.
too big for other. And I wasn't even able to run away because I didn't have the resources.
Yes.
So I had to sit with it.
Yes.
And I said, God, I'm gonna need you to move fast though, because I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be with this situation, that my finances, my relationship, I mean, everything was happening, seemed like all at the same time. I knew I had alopecia, but I was holding on to it because I
Mm,
was so tied to the identity that I created around my hair and the
yes.
Jeep, and I'm an actor. And it was all a facade.
Yeah. It was falling away.
It was all falling away. And I'm talking
Yeah.
about I was holding on so tight, and God literally just released it all. And I said, man, I don't even know if I have any more tears to cry. Like, come
Mm,
on.
mm,
Oh, but I'm so grateful today. I'm so grateful today.
yes. So,
And
Fee, this is my joy week. We're celebrating 5 years
are,
of Morning Sip. And you know what I always say is live life in joy, connect to your
mhm.
yes. So, in what ways are you living life in joy? And what are your yes now?
Oh, how am I living my life in joy? I have envisioned, Bob Proctor says, to place on the screen of your mind that, and I'm paraphrasing, that which you want to be, do, have, and I've added give.
Mm,
I have always seen myself single. Marriage was never something I aspired to, and I know you can relate to that as well. I had an agreement with my friend Too Tight Tonya Jones and Lamise that we are going to become the Black version of the Golden Girls. And we were complete with that. Like, we were like, if we don't get married, that's what we're going to do. We're going to buy a house together and just be happy together.
uh-huh.
And when Sekou came into the picture in the way that he did, I got to implant a different image of my life. And I am living that, cohabitating with another human being
Mm,
and really enjoying it. and enjoying the journey and the experience, because I'm learning so much about myself and I'm learning so much about Sekou.
Yeah.
So that's the one way that I'm living life in joy. And Rev Melissa, we talked about this on Sekou's show. All of my life, I've worked a lot of jobs at the same time. I've had a lot of interests at the same time. I've been working since the age of 12 because for
Mm-hmm.
me, money equaled freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And at the age of 12, I was plotting my exit from my mama's house. I was like, next year I should be able to move out and get my own apartment. I'm 13. But I said, if it comes to that, I got me because I have my own money.
Right.
So I understand the power of money. What I didn't understand was how to grow money versus working for money.
Yes.
And I released all of those things that I was doing for revenue completely. I released it in November of 2024.
Mm.
And it has been terrifying,
Mm.
terrifying, and freeing at the same time. I feel so free.
Yes.
I feel more authentically me than I ever have. And I am trusting that what you say is the truth, which is God is my source.
Yes. 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 It is the truth. I was sharing. Oh, did I take it back upstairs? I was sharing on yesterday's show that you participate in these now when we choose our qualities
Yeah.
for the year that we are making a commitment to embodying, experiencing, and expressing more fully.
Mm.
And I shared yesterday about that the last like job that I had and how it did not align with my qualities and it did not align with my theme for that year, which was my year of winning.
Mhm.
And yesterday I found the sheet
Oh,
that I wrote out. So
this.
this is one of the things that I do every year. I don't make resolutions.
Yeah.
I choose a quality, and in 2021, my qualities were joy, abundance, focus, and freedom.
Mm.
And then I find a Bible verse that anchors that.
Okay.
And then I have my affirmations for those qualities. And then I write out the ways in which I would love to experience these qualities. Not how
Mm.
I will,
Yeah.
just ways in which I would love to experience it. And my number one thing that I have in 2021, I work with joy! Exclamation
Mm.
point. I didn't know how I
Yeah.
was going to do that.
Yeah.
None of the things. I just knew I work with joy. And so when that job showed up and I said yes to it,
Right?
I said yes, mainly because of the money. I'm being honest about it. It was the
Mm.
most money that I had made professionally
Yeah.
from some employer ever.
Mm. Mm.
Yes, it was that. It was that fee. It was that.
Ooh. Oh.
And it was the most it was not in alignment with my vibration. Let me put it that way. It was a totally different frequency from joy. And
Oh.
within 3 weeks, I said no. I said no because I had to say yes.
That takes so much courage,
Girl.
right? Like, I've been there, and every when I hear that story, it emboldens me because I found myself downloading Indeed.com. I have found, and I said, and every time I do it, Rev Melissa, every time I look at the job listings, every time I will either get a cash app, I'll get a new client, I will
Mhm.
get a call from the human resources manager at Signature, and I'm like,
Mhm.
God keeps saying you're just so hard-headed. You are just so hard-headed. And I said, God, it's programming, and I'm deprogramming myself,
Yes. Yes.
deprogramming. And when we make these leaps of faith, one of the things that I want to share with people, because sometimes you'll like now, you'll read my book and you'll see me, and you don't see me in this book. You're like, this is like two different people,
Mm, mm,
because it's a
mm.
journey.
Mhm.
And today you see my glory, but you got to know the story.
Mhm.
And every single time I find myself being fearful, I'll get a sign, but I'm still having those experiences of fear. And it comes with a sacrifice. Like, I have
Mm,
not gone shopping, bought new clothes.
mm.
I have not bought makeup. What? Bought for filters. Uh, but I keep getting blessed, with
Yes.
things. I keep getting blessed with things that, and shoes. I mean, when I say sacrifices, I don't even know how. Every time someone in these New York streets compliments something I'm wearing, I have a whole story in my mind. Like, if only they knew. And I'm in awe that it's presented in a way where people think that I look great, and I'm so appreciative. It's come with a lot of sacrifice.
And you know no, you know what, Fee? And it came with you prioritizing yourself. It came with you making conscious choices
Yes, thank you.
over and over and over again, right?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you choose, am I gonna spend, $200 on some shoes,
Oof.
or am I gonna invest?
Yeah, in this course, in this class.
Yes.
Yes. In myself, in my investment vehicles, am I going to choose to redirect this $5, $10 here, or am I going to say yes to the lunch invites? Or I get invited to a lot of things that I now just say no, because I'm
Mhm.
so focused and clear. By the way, I have seen on the image of my mind accepting an award, and my
Mm,
spiritual advisor comes up to the podium with me,
mm.
because I need for the world to know that who I have become today has not been exclusively on my own merit. I have a spiritual advisor. Her name is Rev Melissa. I resisted her in the beginning. I have a wealth advisor. His name is Chris Bygrave. I have a partner, a husband.
Yes.
I hope he hears that. No more fiance. I have a husband. His name is Sekou Writes. I have a best friend. I have the books that have become my Bible. So it's
Yes.
it's it's not one thing, and it's not one person. And no
Yes.
one gets there alone. There's no such thing as self-made.
That's right.
You
That's
ain't
right.
making this thing all by yourself.
That's right.
That's what I have.
We bring so many people from this plane and beyond,
Yes.
right? I'm so
Mm.
aware of my ancestors' presence.
Mm.
There's this practice
Mm.
that Girl Trek does. I love Girl Trek. Shout out to
Oh,
Girl Trek.
yes, I've heard of them. I don't know them, but I've heard of them.
They're doing a self-care school right now. It just started. Like, this was orientation week, and then they start on Monday. But one of the things that they do, they call it um, daughter up, something like that. And
Mm.
basically, you're just speaking who you are the daughter of. So I would say, I am the daughter of Eunice. I am the daughter of Ethel. I am the daughter of Melissa. So my mother, my grandmother, and my great grandmother, of whom I'm named after, my great grandmother. And I never met my great grandmother. She died when she was 30 years old.
Oh,
But
wow.
I feel her presence
Mm.
so much. I feel the presence of my grandmother so much. And
Yeah.
I know that everywhere that I go, they come with me.
Wow.
And this is keeping me grounded as I prepare for my sugars to go off to college,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Because they will say, I am the daughter of Melissa,
Mm, yeah.
and on
And
down
the
the
daughter of
line.
Eunice and
Yes,
Ethel and
Ethel
the
and
daughter
Melissa.
of Melissa
Yes,
Jr. Yes,
yes.
that is powerful.
It is so powerful because
Mm,
none of us do this alone. None of
mm,
us, even if you think you out here all by yourself,
yes.
you are not.
Mm,
We have the whole
mm,
universe
mm.
rooting for us.
Yeah.
Let me share this. This was my Bible verse in 2021, my year of winning. For you shall go out with joy and be led out with peace. The mountains and the hills shall break forth into singing before you, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands.
Mm. That is so
Let it
perfect for you, especially because of your relationship with trees and
girl.
birds. Right? Oh,
The visual of that verse, it just speaks to me even to today. I'm so grateful that it's Joy Week and I went and found this
yes.
because it's just perfect. It's just
Yeah.
perfect. And it's ooh, and it's perfect that I get to spend today on this show with you, Feet King.
Thank you,
And
Melissa.
I got a gift. I
You
got a
too.
gift. Yes, I got a gift from Sekou, which is you.
Oh,
It is you,
oh,
King. It is you. You are my soul sister. You
oh.
are my Libra sister.
I am.
And, we can have real talk. We can have real talk. And you're part of my inner circle, you know?
Thank you so much. I feel the same way. And I tell you, I don't know that this would be if it were not for him
Mm,
having a stroke.
yes.
Like he's created this new family for himself and for me. And it's so beautiful and so special. And mm, I'm a, thank you. Thank you. Thank
Mm,
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
thank you, Fee. As always, we always need more time.
No. I
So,
will have more time in a few weeks. I will see you in person in a few weeks. In about
yes,
3.
share about that real quick.
On the well,
Her story.
oh I was talking about lunch.
I know, but
So her
we're gonna have
story.
lunch next week. But her story, which is a group that you can participate in on Facebook. It's one of Fee's groups.
Yes, please join her story. It is a group, a community for creatives, whether you are a writer, actor, director, producer, playwright, poet, whether you journal, if you're an entrepreneur, it is a safe space to be supported and to create and to be held accountable for your creation. And like Rev
Mhm.
Melissa says, what you came here to do, what you said yes to. You
Yes.
just get to be reminded daily. So please join today.
Yes. Join today. And I'm honored to share and be part of the speaker series that is happening on April 17th.
April 17th in the group at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm super excited. And yes, we also facilitate speakers. And so if you are a speaker, if you have a message, a mission, a movement, you definitely want to be in this community. I love this community. I have a lot of groups on social media. One is another one. There are Black people in Omaha.
Oh,
Yes, we are there.
all right now.
And I love that community as well. It's really big. However, her story is super, even more special. And it just has my heart. You can also grab my book. There's ebook
Yes.
and paperback on Amazon. And I'm actually working on being able to release a PDF version of it, like a
Oh,
downloadable, readable PDF with everything that's in this book, pictures and all that. And so that's coming soon, 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 soon. Thank you so much, Melissa.
Beautiful. All right. So we got our marching orders.
Yeah.
Buy the book, support Fee King's work. Check her out on social media. Fee King on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Check her out. Check her out. Thank you, Fee King. I love you.
I love you too, Rev Melissa. Have a blessed day. Thank you, Rev Melissa followers, Congregation of Joy.
Bye, Fee. Thank you. Thank you. Get the book, y'all. It is extraordinary. And the one joy news that I would share is tomorrow is our meditation with the full moon. Tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which means there is no 10:30 sip tomorrow. The sip is at 8:30. And what a wonderful way to conclude Joy Week with meditation with the full moon. I could not have planned that. See how the universe supports everything that I do. It is fabulous. So meditation with the full moon, we do a full spiritual practice with the energy of the full moon. So peace and blessings, everybody. Thank you all for being with me today. I so appreciate your presence. Thank you for Fatima for getting the joy news out to your circle. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, David, Shay, Linda. Thank you all so much. Woo! I'll see you tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. for meditation with the full moon. So peace and blessings. We are living life in joy, connected to our yes.